It did take a lot to get me here. Guys, keep it going for your host, Greg. Took a lot to get me here. He told me about these free drink tickets. So I took the train for 10 minutes. Boy, what a ride. Am I tired. Guys, I'm so glad to be here. Love Splitty. Hello, Splitty. I love this show. It's so good. I love watching sports. I love watching sports like hockey, basketball, football. I am glued to the television. I don't know what's going on, but I think that professional athletes have so much in common with women because they have about until they're 29 years old, maybe, and then men are gonna stop caring about them. They're gonna start watching younger athletes, college athletes, and for some sick people, high school athletes. When I watch the Super Bowl every year as a woman getting older, it's amazing. I'm thinking exactly what the players are thinking. I'm like, I better get that ring this year. Professional athletes are just like women. I'm telling you, nobody cares if they rape anybody. No. Just like women. Knees have the same shelf life as ovaries. Same shelf life. You might be thinking, oh, Peyton Manning, 39-year-old quarterback, he's still in the game. He's had as much surgery as Joan Rivers. She's fucking dead. Yeah. So as you guessed it, I'm single. A little angry, bitter, no. But I figured out something. Here's a fun game I like to play. Am I having an anxiety attack? Or do I have a crush on somebody? It's so much fun. Dating is hard, and so is mental illness. Whatever I'm going through. But I think I figured it out, like, finding love is difficult for women, but dating can be really, really easy if you're willing to adopt and raise a man from the age of 25. I introduced this guy to my friends. I'm like, this is my boyfriend. And they're like, Naomi, I think that guy's homeless. Oh, yeah? Jackpot, never gonna leave. But I was dating this guy recently, and I got really good feedback, fellas, when I was giving a blowjob. Got really good feedback. He said, I can tell that you just don't want to do this. And I was like, oh my God, he gets me. There's something about having a man's dick in your mouth that makes them pay attention. It's like the most amazing thing. And I've got to say, like, there's some annoying things about being single, like baby showers, you know, these invitations to things like engagement parties, threesomes. My ex-boyfriend invited me to have a threesome with him and his new girlfriend. And I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly what I was thinking. When can I meet this nice young lady so I can lick her pussy? I do think that threesomes could, like, maybe be a nice thing in a committed relationship, but, like, you need to qualify. You need to be able to please one woman before you can please two. How is he going to explain to multiple women that his wrist hurts? How is that conversation going to go? Oh, God, guys. I was pregnant recently. Thank you. Applause. Well, I should have opened with that. I was pregnant recently, and I was so angry from all the hormonal changes, I could just murder somebody. And I totally did. Tiny fetus. It was not as satisfying as killing an actual person, but I totally recommend it. And I knew I wasn't supposed to eat certain things when I was pregnant, but I was like, you know what? We're gonna have champagne and oysters all night long, because this baby's on death row. Yeah. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. It's legal in this state. I feel like some people were a little bit, not into that joke, like they weren't abortion fans. Like, what kind of man are you? A father. Okay. I get it. Somebody walked up to me last night and asked me to never do that joke again in his bar. And I was like, okay, cool. I get it. As long as you're not in the room. So I'm a high school teacher in my free time. Thank you so much. I know all of you think it's a dream job. Thank you. And I enjoy a lot of parts of my job, some of them, especially going on field trips. I brought my students to see 12 Years a Slave. And it is a beautiful thing walking into the theater with 100 teenagers and seeing the faces of other people there. I'm like, enjoy your matinee, motherfuckers. Now, nobody expects a writer from the New York Times to be in the room when your students are there, but he was there and he wrote my principal a 3-page letter about his experience watching the movie with my students. So I just wanted to share some of it with you here tonight. It is beautiful. Dear Principal Bernstein, by way of introduction, I'm a columnist for the Times and a resident of Brooklyn. And it pains me to write to you today, but it would pain me more not to do so. I have lived in many countries. I have been your student's age. I watch movies almost every week in different cinemas across New York. I'm like, holy shit, what did they say during the movie? What kind of racist shit did they say during this movie? And apparently, I read on, and apparently one of my students said that the actress had extremely small titties. That was the inspiration for this 3-page letter. I read on, they've complained and requested something more copious as we watched one of the greatest degradations of American history take place. Now, it goes on and on. It is beautiful. We destroyed this man's movie. I mean, but I wrote a reply to him. Would you like to hear what I wrote to him? All right. So, dear Anand Giridharadas, he's a real writer for the New York Times. You can look him up. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day of matinee watching, writing, and general fury at the world to notify my principal of my students' behavior. It is true that they besmirched American history. There has been a long, unfortunate, and shameful history in the United States of favoring big titties over small titties. In fact, I fear that I may be part of the oppressor class. When I have a drink bought for me, I believe I have taken the drink directly out of the hands of a woman with small titties. I agree that this is a serious issue, and I will be sure to address this in my curriculum directly after I cover the difference between fine art and penis graffiti. I so appreciate that you are getting involved in the community and that you are not a cunty out of touch intellectual. Yours sincerely, Miss Naomi Kaye, PhD cup, an instructor of American history. Guys, thank you so much. Please give it up for Greg. Thank you, thank you, thank you.